My beloved brothers and sisters, life is a journey that is filled with ups and downs. It is not always a straight road, nor is it always smooth. Sometimes you will find ease, comfort, happiness, and joy. At other times you will find challenges, sadness, struggles, and moments that test your patience. This is the nature of life. The Almighty has created it this way so that you and I may learn, so that we may grow, so that we may remember Him in both good times and in difficult times. When you realize this, you begin to see the struggle itself as part of the gift, because through it, you can actually find joy. Many people assume that joy means the absence of pain, but true joy is when you are content even while you go through the tests that life has brought upon you. You may not have everything you want. You may have worries and challenges, but when you know that the Almighty is with you, when you are conscious of the fact that He never leaves you alone, then you can still smile through your tears. You can still find peace in your heart despite the turbulence around you. That is the real joy, the joy through the struggle. Think about it. Every single one of us will face hardship. There is no human being, no matter how wealthy, how powerful, how famous, or how intelligent, except that he or she will have struggles. Some may have struggles with their health, others with their family, some with finances, others with loneliness, and some with faith. Each one of us has a unique challenge. But at the same time, the Almighty has given us the capacity to endure, to overcome, and to draw nearer to Him through these very difficulties. When you look at your struggles and you ask yourself, why me? Why am I the one facing this? Remind yourself that the Almighty knows what He has placed in your path. He knows you better than you know yourself. He knows your limits and He knows your strengths. What He has given you may seem impossible at times, but with His help it is bearable. And more than that, it is an opportunity for you to rise. Sometimes we search for joy in material things. We think, if only I had more wealth, if only I had a bigger house, if only I had this or that, then I would be happy. But you and I know that people who have everything they ever desired still suffer from emptiness, anxiety, depression, and sadness. Joy is not in possessions. Joy is in connection with your Maker. Joy is in knowing that the Almighty loves you, that He forgives you, that He listens to you every single time you call out to Him. My brothers and sisters, when you are struggling, turn to your Lord, raise your hands, shed your tears, open your heart, and say what is within you. He hears you, He knows you, He understands you even when you cannot find the right words to describe your pain. The world may not understand what you are going through, but the one who created your heart knows every beat, every feeling, every tear. That is why you find people who are closest to their Maker, they are able to live through great challenges with a smile, not because they don't feel the pain, but because they know that the Almighty is in control. And when you know that, there is nothing to fear. The storm may rage outside, but within your heart there is calmness, because you are anchored with faith. If you are listening to this, and you feel like you are drowning in your problems, I want you to pause for a moment and breathe. Remind yourself that this life is temporary. The pain is temporary. The difficulties are temporary. Everything you face will come to an end, whether today, tomorrow, or after some time. But what will remain forever is how you responded, how you connected with your Lord, how you kept your heart alive with His remembrance. That is what counts in the long run. So how do you find joy through the struggle? The first thing is acceptance. Accept that life will not be perfect, Stop waiting for the day when all your problems disappear before you allow yourself to smile. That day may never come. Instead, allow yourself to smile today, even with your problems. Accept that imperfection is part of life. When you do that, half your burden is already lifted, because you no longer resist the reality. The second thing is gratitude. Look at what you have, not only at what you lack. No matter how heavy your struggles are, there is always something to be thankful for. Your breath, your ability to hear, to see, your loved ones, the fact that you can listen right now, the fact that you have been given another day, another chance to draw closer to your Lord. Gratitude opens the doors of joy. When you focus on what you have been blessed with, it softens the weight of what you are missing. The third thing is patience. Patience is not only about waiting. Patience is about how you wait. It is about maintaining dignity, maintaining your faith, keeping your trust in your Lord while the storm passes. Anyone can wait, but to wait with faith, with calmness, with the conviction that the Almighty has a plan for you, that is patience. And the fourth thing is hope. Never lose hope. No matter how dark it seems, no matter how long it has been, do not allow hopelessness to settle in your heart. The Almighty has promised that after hardship comes ease. That promise is repeated, and it is guaranteed. Your duty is to hold on, to keep going, and to believe that the one who brought you to this test will also bring you out of it. Sometimes the struggle itself becomes the means of joy. How? Because through that struggle you realize who your true friends are, you learn your own strength, you become humble, you value the simple things you once overlooked, you taste the sweetness of prayer, you find a deeper connection with your Maker. Without the struggle, you may never have discovered these treasures. Think about your past struggles. There were moments you thought you could never get through, but here you are, still alive, still standing, perhaps even stronger than before. That is proof that you can overcome. That is proof that you have the capacity to endure, and that your Lord has been with you all along. My brothers and sisters, one of the greatest joys in life is to serve others even when you are struggling. When you help someone else, when you extend a hand to another person who is suffering, your own pain becomes lighter. You begin to realize that your struggle is not unique. You see others going through worse, and yet they smile, they survive, they even thrive. This inspires you. And the joy of seeing someone else smile because of your kindness is a joy that no amount of wealth can purchase. Therefore, do not close yourself off when you struggle. Do not isolate yourself to the point where you think you are alone. You are not alone. The Almighty is with you, and there are people around you who care, who would love to support you if only you let them. Sometimes all it takes is a small step to reach out, to speak up, to share what you are going through. My beloved brothers and sisters, the key is to keep your heart connected. Never allow the struggle to harden your heart. Instead, let it soften you. Let it make you more compassionate, more understanding, more forgiving, more merciful towards others. If your difficulty makes you a better person, then it is truly a gift in disguise. My brothers and sisters, when you wake up each morning, remind yourself that life itself is a gift. No matter what you are going through, if the Almighty has granted you another day, it means there is still purpose for you. There is still goodness waiting to unfold. Even if yesterday was filled with tears, today may bring you healing. Even if today feels heavy, tomorrow may surprise you with ease. This is why hope must never leave your heart. When you carry gratitude within you, you begin to see beauty even in the smallest things: the smile of a child, the sound of birds, the warmth of the sun, the coolness of rain. These are signs for you to pause and realize that the Almighty is sending reminders of His mercy every single day. If we become blind to these reminders, we become blind to joy. But if we open our eyes, our hearts, our minds, then even through the darkest struggle, we will find sparks of light. There will be times when your faith feels tested, when your prayers feel heavy, when your heart feels dry. This is part of the journey. Do not give up. Even if all you can do is whisper a small prayer, do it. Even if all you can do is shed a single tear, let it fall. Even if all you can manage is one step forward, take it. The Almighty looks at your effort, not only at your results. Every effort you make towards Him is written, and it will never be lost. Sometimes the path to joy through struggle is not about changing your situation, but about changing your perspective. You may not be able to control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. When you respond with patience, with gratitude, with faith, then you transform the same situation from being a source of misery into a source of closeness to your Lord, and that closeness is the sweetest joy of all. My beloved brothers and sisters, many people are searching for happiness in distant places, when in reality happiness is within. It is within your prayer, within your remembrance, within your connection to your Maker. It is within your acts of kindness, your compassion, your forgiveness. You do not need to chase it endlessly. You need only to nurture it where you are. When you fall, rise again. When you are broken, allow yourself to heal. When you feel weak, turn to the one who gives strength. Never let your struggle convince you that you are worthless. You are valuable in the sight of your Lord. He created you with care. He sustains you with love, and He is guiding you even when you do not realize it. Joy does not mean that you will never cry. Joy means that even when you cry, your heart is at peace, because you know those tears are seen, they are heard, they are valued by your Lord. Joy does not mean that life will be free of storms. Joy means that you learn how to anchor yourself so deeply with faith that no storm can drown you. If today you are in the middle of a struggle, remind yourself that this too shall pass. If today you are feeling lonely, remind yourself that you are never truly alone. If today you are questioning your purpose, remind yourself that the very fact you are alive is a sign of purpose. And if today you are seeking joy, know that it is already within your reach through gratitude, patience, hope, and trust in the Almighty. So my brothers and sisters, let your struggle be your teacher. Let it bring you humility. Let it teach you resilience. Let it draw you closer to your Lord, and let it guide you towards true joy, the joy that does not depend on circumstances but on the strength of your faith. As we come to the close of this reminder, I pray that every one of you finds peace in your hearts. May your struggles become the stepping stones towards greater strength, deeper faith, and lasting joy. May you never feel abandoned. May you never lose hope, and may you always remember that your Lord is with you, closer to you than you can ever imagine. Take each day as it comes, find moments of gratitude within it, and keep moving forward with trust. And whenever life feels too heavy, pause, breathe, and remind yourself that the Almighty has promised ease after hardship. That promise is for you, it is for all of us, and it will never fail. Until we meet again, keep smiling through your struggles, keep praying with sincerity, and keep your heart alive with faith. That is where true joy lies.